Underneath the well-known aspects of the Gears of War lore, there are some very dark, creepy, and downright disturbing elements of the Gears expanded universe. As always, I'm your host Abz, and today I've compiled 5 of the creepiest things in Gears of War lore. Number 1. Bloodmount Food. Now, one of the hollow creatures that the Locust had at their disposal were the Bloodmounts, large, bulky creatures that remained close to the ground. They were extremely aggressive and would most often be seen with a Locust Beast Rider. But what did these Bloodmounts eat for food and sustenance? Well, the Locust kept these Bloodmounts in stables, where they would feed them, well, human heads for sustenance. This could be one of the many reasons as to why the Locust took human prisoners, because of the newfound use of Bloodmounts. In and around stables, you see mangled bodies and chopped human heads. The Locust were brutal, and you'll come to see that this will be a running theme in this video. Number 2. Cremation. Since the Emergence Day attack, space for burying the dead became limited, especially in stranded controlled areas and of course Jacinto. Therefore, cremation became a norm, especially since the Locusts were underground, and humans refused to bury their dead in the same soil that their enemies lived in. Imagine, for thousands of years, humans were buried in the ground, just for the humans to later realise that Locust had access to things underground. So it was decided that fellow humans were no longer going to be buried in the ground. This is also why the COG tended to build more memorials to honour the dead. Number 3. The Birthing Creche. The Birthing Creche was a program established by the coalition of ordered governments to put members of the female population into a series of breeding, quote-unquote, farms. These were facilities where they'd be impregnated in order to repopulate the human race. Following astronomical loss of human life upon the outbreak of the Locust War, the COG chairman, Richard Prescott, was forced to establish the Birthing Creche program, alongside the other provisions brought forth by the COG for the war effort. Under the Fortification Act, all males were placed in the armed services and women in war work, which often consisted of non-frontline roles such as pilots, medics, or factory workers. The majority of the women and girls who did not participate in the aforementioned roles but were able to be impregnated would both voluntarily and otherwise be sent into these quote-unquote farms. Women in the Birthing Creche were given extra rations over a non-serving male, and doctors gave young girls hormones at age 10 so that they could begin menstruation. The women would become impregnated through artificial insemination or sexual intercourse. Ideally, the goal was to have the women become pregnant with genetically strong offspring, and so the women in the farms were often partnered with Gears, as they were a lot stronger and bigger than your average male. Of course, this system would prove to be deeply flawed, as the farms were hostile and abusive environments towards the women and girls kept there, such as the farm in Jelaine. The farms would be likened to prison facilities in stock, and rape by the farm staff would be a common occurrence. Women would even be offered to the most decorated Gears and undergo artificial insemination forcefully. So this was of course disgusting, and the abuse led many of the women traumatized. Like Molly, and to a lesser extent Alex Brand, women who were found to be unable to get pregnant, so barren, would be sent away to contribute to the war effort in some other capacity, such as combat roles. Number 4. Locust Reproduction. The Berserkers were the female Locust drones of the Horde. They were known for their highly developed sense of hearing and smell, compensating for their blindness, extremely durable bodies, and being in a near constant state of extremely aggressive behaviour. It was noted by Colonel Victor Hoffman that the Locust would reproduce through rape, where Berserkers would be restrained by multiple drones. Berserkers are quite capable of killing even the toughest of drones, so it could be argued that drone and even Kantus leaders most probably had breeding rights, similar to how in nature, where the alpha males would secure breeding rights. So the COG forced reproduction, but so did the Locust. Number 5. Processing. Processing was a Locust torture tactic used on captured Gears and stranded. The purpose of the process was for the Locust to break their serum prisoners, which resulted in either lobotomy or death. Known methods of processing included physical beatings, strung on hooks by the skin, struck with spiked whips, dismemberment, flaying, removal of appendages, dipped into vats of raw emulsion. The Locusts, they're brutal. Not only that, but isolation, locked into Iron Maidens, starvation, dehydration, sleep deprivation, slave labour and lobotomy.
About time. What the hell took you guys so long?
You're welcome. What the hell are the Locusts doing taking prisoners?
They're locking people up in these things, taking them deeper into the hollow. They were gonna process me, man. Whatever that means.
Shit, I'll show these Locust bitches some process!
Come on, we need to check this out.
So as you can imagine, most victims would never be able to recover. Even Corporal Ty Caliso committed suicide after only a few hours of torture, and he was known to be a very tough and resilient soldier.
I told you they're breaking people! I can hear them screaming from the docks!
I can't believe they did that to Ty. He survives everything, doesn't he?
Let's just get the hell out of here.
And Dom's wife, Maria Santiago, was euthanized due to being in a persistent vegetative state following weeks of torture and being lobotomized.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you so much.
So my friends, those are 5 of the creepiest things I could find in the Gears of War lore expanded universe. Drop a like and subscribe for more lore videos on the channel. Be sure to check out my lore playlist, which I will leave linked at the top right corner of the screen. I'm your host Abz, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.